All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Atlanta Magic Night. It is so great to see all of your smiling faces. I just got progressives, so I'm not really agreeing with you. I'm just trying to find you. That's really pretty much it. We have been running this fantastic monthly magic show here in Atlanta since 2014, and we're so glad to be through our little hiatus and back here to entertain you with a different show every month. We have a spectacular show for you tonight. Before we begin, I just want to first of all say thank you for supporting live entertainment here in the city of Atlanta. If you like live entertainment, you need to make a point to check out redlightcafe.com on a regular basis to check out the entire spectrum of live performances that they have here. Jazz music on Wednesdays, everything from burlesque to comedy to things that I'm too old to understand, many things that happen here. But I do love the fact that you're here for Magic Tonight. Please follow us on Instagram, like our Facebook page, get a secret tattoo about our website, anything that makes you feel like you're really connected with us, that will be fine. Our first performer tonight is one of the co-producers. He and I are the co-producers of this show. He is a mentalist or mind reader. He will explain to you a little more about what that means when he gets up here. He has performed all over the United States, and I will tell you he is a member of the Psychic Entertainers Association, which is a very exclusive club to get into, which I'm trying to get in, and I'm not in yet, but we'll see. Maybe one day I'll meet their standard. And he is a member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians, and a hell of a guy. Please welcome Mark Johnson.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it. It's great to be here. Let's give a big hand for Joe Turner. We're glad you're here. And like Joe said, I'm a mind reader, a mentalist. And what that means is I can tell you what you're thinking. Now, every time I say that, immediately people start going, oh my God, he's going to pick up on something I'm thinking and embarrass me. Nothing could be further from the truth. I promise not to say anything that's embarrassing, unless, of course, it happens to be incredibly funny. And second of all, when you talk about mind reading, people start thinking about black magic and the macabre and dark things, and that's not the way it is. This is very light, happy, go lucky, right after we get past the goat sacrifice. Now, if you see me hobbling around a little bit on the stage, that's because I had some knee surgery, but I promise you it's not going to interfere with the show. So let's begin with a little mathematics, and I'll explain in a minute why math is an important part of this show. All right, what I would like for you to do is to write down a 3-digit number on the first line. We're going to make a column of 3-digit numbers, so you get to do the first one. Perfect. Thank you very much. Emily, a 3-digit number under the one that she wrote. Like I said, we're making a column. I can see it. That's all right. All right. And we'll go down here. And if you would write another 3-digit number under that. Perfect. Thank you very much. Now, I need to find a willing suspect. JD, how are you? How's your math skills? Can you add up those 3 numbers for me? You can use your calculator. Yeah, add them up. Or you can use your calculator if you want to. Or call a friend. Let's see what you got. All right. Now, JD has come up with the number 1341. That's a good number. Put that back in here. That is the number you got, right, JD? 1341. Oh, I think we'll have to see. Tomorrow at Atlanta Magic Night, we will add up 3 randomly selected numbers. The total of those randomly selected numbers will be 1, 3, 4, 1. Thank you very much. That's my show. No. Now, I forgot to get out my pens, Rebecca. Would you hand me the bag out of here? Uh-huh. And while we're at it, I got them. This is perfect. I need 5 pens, and I didn't get them out. 2 more. All right. What I'd like to do now is to get 5 people who can help me prove to you that it is possible to tell when someone is lying to you. You know it if somebody is not telling you the truth. And I would like to point out that you can, when you ask them a question, if they are intentionally lying, you can pick up on that. So what I'm going to do is to ask you, sir, if you'll come up here for a minute. But on your way up, pick 4 other people. Or I'll help you. No, that we need somebody. We need adults. Yeah. There we go. There's 2. Okay, Emily, that's 3. How about your husband? That's 4. And you, sir, you help me with my numbers. You can come up number 5. Come on up here and line up right here in front of me, right here. There we go. Welcome. Let's give them a hand. Now we have one more person. There he is. Now what we're going to do is to just anywhere. That's fine. I'm going to ask them, I'm going to give them each a pad and a pen that I forgot to take out of my bag. There's your pad and your pen. And what I want you to do is to draw me a simple picture. And when you get through drawing the picture, it does not have to be the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. It can be very, very simple, something basic. And then I'm going to take a picture, walk down the row here, and ask who drew this picture. I will ask each one of them individually, did you draw this picture? 4 of them will tell me the truth that they did not draw the picture. 1 of them will lie to me, because if it's their picture, I want them to say no. So y'all through? Pass them down this way, the pads. I'll get the pens in a minute. You done? All right. And you can, Joanna, why don't you mix these up for me? And let me have one. That's really mixed up. That's good. All right. What do we have here? Isn't that nice? It's a happy sailboat. It's a good-looking sailboat. There are no clouds in the sky. It must be a hot day in Atlanta. Did you draw this picture? No. No. This yours? No. Nope. No. And no. You're sure? No. He's positive. Does this person look happy to you in the sailboat? He does, but you didn't draw the picture? No. You didn't draw the picture? You sure? I'm sure. Did you draw this picture? Yes, you did. I don't know what this is. But it's all right. It's joyous. Let's find out. Did you draw this picture? No? No, you have a funny look on your face. No, I know you didn't. Did you draw this picture? You sure? Can you tell me what it is? I didn't see that, but that could be because of my age. No? No? You want to explain yourself? A donut. All right. Here we go. This is happy. It's a nice, happy sunflower. No other sunflowers around it, so it's a lonely sunflower, but there is a sunflower here. Let's see who drew it. Did you draw the sunflower? Nope. No. It's alive. It's a good-looking sunflower, don't you think? Did you draw it? You sure? You sure you didn't draw this? You're sure you didn't draw this? Okay. It's flower day. Here's another flower. This is not a sunflower. This is a flower, an unknown flower. All right. Your flower? No. No. You didn't draw the flower, and you did not draw the flower. You did not draw this flower. Yes, you did draw this flower. All right, let's see what Emily drew. Oh, this is very nice, a heart with an arrow. That ends on a positive note. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. I use books a lot in my mind reading because they give me a chance to pick random words and for people to pick random words. So what I want to do is to show you a little example of how the human mind can play tricks on you. David, come up here for a minute. Now, I have not read The One That Got Away by Jamie Sobrato, nor did I buy it for the cover. So just so you know that, I haven't read this yet. Might, but, it says More Than Friends. Okay, that tells you everything you need to know about Jamie Sobrato. I'm going to ask you to say stop. Stop. All right, I want you to look at the page. Look at the first sentence. Don't say anything. Up here. Got it? And I'm going to ask you to remember something about it. Okay, and I will try to see if I can't break into it. And also remember the page number. Okay. Now, this has to do with something you do every day. Yeah. Something to do with breakfast. Yes. Toast. Yeah. Something with toast. Yeah. Okay. And breakfast. Now, I don't know if I'm right or not, so turn to page, what page were you on? 111. Turn to page 111. What's the matter? It's not in the book. It's not there. Page 111's not there. No. But you saw it. This envelope's been up here since before we started. You can open that up and tell me what's inside of it. It's page 111. Page 111, all right. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. You know, one of the things that distinguishes real currency is that it has a serial number. So every dollar bill, for example, is different because it has a different serial number. Now, what we're going to do is to take some random money that's real money. They say you should never say this is real because that immediately signals that maybe it's not. But I can promise you in this case, because it's my money, it's real money. And what I would like to do is to get 3 people up here. Why don't you come up? Debbie, you're doing a good job. Okay. And sir, could you come up in the back right there? And you, sir, in the hat, can you come up here? How are you tonight? Well, that's good. Hello there. Welcome. What's your name? Kenny. Kenny. Let's give Kenny a hand. Put this down here. And you are, sir? Hi, Mark. How are you? Okay. This is real American money. I've got some $1 bills and some $2 bills. Trust me, it's real stuff because it's mine. I want you to take one of the $1 bills. Any of them, that'd be fine. Take any of the $2 bills. Got one? And take any of the $1 bills. Okay. Now what we're going to do, let me get behind you there real quick. We don't have much space. I need to get a pad. There we go. What we're going to do is create a serial number out of the 3 serial numbers on the dollar bills that they're holding. So tell me the first letter and the first 3 numbers of your dollar bill. G720. G720. The 4th and 5th numbers of your serial number.
4th and 5th. Okay. 4, 8.
4, 8. The last 3 digits and the letter.
8838.
883A. Okay. You folks can take a seat. I will take my money back. Thank you very much. Let's give them a hand. So we took random dollar bills and created a random serial number. G720488883A. This has been sitting up here since you got here. Our own unique serial number. All right. Like I said, I like to use books, and I'm going to use another book, except these are paperbacks. Rebecca, would you pass out these 3 books for me, please? Anybody, just pick somebody, an adult who's, yep. Joanna gets one. Which one did you get, Joanna? By Lisa Gardner. All right. And what I would like you to do, Audrey, this is a book that we're going to go to a page in these books, but I want to pick it at random. So I'm going to flip through this. You say stop, and then tell me what page it's on. It says 92, right? Turn to page 92 in your books, children. Got your glasses on, Joanna? Yes. Okay. And you've got Lisa Gardner. Now look at the first word on the page. Got it? It's a long word. No. The first word on the page? The very first word. Not the first word with the title, but just the first word. 92. Not very long. Who's got Janet Ivanovich? Don't look at the first word on page 92. Don't tell me what it is. Is it a long word? No. I don't know what our definition of a long word is. Huh? How many letters, Joanna? 4. How many letters in your word, sir? 7. Is yours a man's name? Yes? Could be a man's name? That's what I've been picking up, is not what you are having. Does it start with an M? Has 2 L's in it. Sounds like it's maybe an Italian name. Is it Morelli? Aha. Okay, who's got our other book? All right. You have a long word. It has 2 L's in it. Has 2 S's too, doesn't it? Does it end in a Y? 1 S. Thank you. I would have misspelled it. Starts with an O. Occasionally. All right. Now, Joanna, I'm having your trouble with your word. Does this mean anything to you? No? It's not a password to your phone or a bank account? Well, that's what I got. So let's see here. What's the best way to solve this? I tell you what. Take this dictionary and turn to page 150. First column, fourth word. Oh my God. What was your word? None. What's the word in the dictionary? None. Thank you very much. Crazy. He's just mad. That's right. All right. This is a little bit of old-fashioned mind reading. So I need to come down in the audience for this, so I will have to get out some pencils, as my mother used to say, pencils. All right. Did you go to elementary school around here?
No, sir.
Where'd you go to elementary school?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Where in South Carolina?
Spartanburg.
Spartanburg. All right. Do you remember some of your friends from South Carolina, Spartanburg? All right. Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take this piece of paper that I'm going to take out of here, unfold it, and write down the name of a friend. You can just use the first name if you want to, who from South Carolina.
Okay.
All right? And hang on to it. you have a dog when you were growing up? You did not. Cat, snake? Cat. Remember the cat's name? That's cool. Cat's probably not with us anymore. Oh, well, there you go. What I'd like for you to do is to take this piece of paper and this expensive Walmart pencil, open it up, and write down the name of the cat. All right? Open it up all the way and write it down. Yeah. There you go. Now, let me find your empty envelope. Where is it? I have all these empty envelopes, these full envelopes with no empty one. There it is. What I'd like for you to do is to let me have that piece of paper, and I'm going to slip it in this envelope. And I'm going to give you the envelope, and I want you to seal it. Okay. I think it's the humidity that's sticking them together. Where is it? Well, I know I have it here because it's. Where did the envelope go? I have an empty envelope. There it is. There. Excuse me, but I'm looking for your envelope. It was empty. I took it out of there. Well, I'll just give you another envelope. Put that in there and seal it. Now, I need an artist. Someone who's a fine artist. Or someone who can draw. There we go. What I would like for you to do is to take this envelope, which isn't empty, and this pencil, which does work, take out the piece of paper, and draw me a simple picture. Just put it back in the envelope and seal it up. Now, I will take your envelope off of you. Number one. Number two. And where is our fine artist? Is it all sealed up? It's all right. Thank you very much. This is envelope number of my fine pencil. Thank you very much. All right. All right, Joanna. Come up here with me. This is your big chance. You don't even have to get on stage. I want you to hold on to these for me, and let me have number one. Whoa. There we go. Your friend from grammar school, elementary school, has an unusual name. No? Start with an M. 2 T's. Wrong one. I'm picking up the cat. I think. Was it Marty? No. It's the first time I have blown this trick since I started doing it. What was the cat's name? Then I have made a mistake. Thank you very much, everybody. You didn't see this wonderful trick. I'll do it next time up here. All right. Let's proceed to the mathematics part of the program. I went to a small college, LaGrange College in LaGrange, Georgia. And when I was in college, I had 3 achievements. I was the editor of the yearbook. I was editor of the school newspaper. But the biggest achievement I had, Matt, was I passed Math 103. I did consider that a great achievement. But I became captivated by numbers. And what I'd like to show you is something that I came up with, or somebody came up with, that I want you to see, which is called a magic square. We have 16 blank squares. And I need somebody to give me a 2-digit number, let's say between 30 and 60, just because it makes it easy on the math. So give me somebody shout it out. 42. 42. There's a magic square. So what makes a magic square magic? Eight, 11, 22, and 1 add up to? You betcha. It better. 21, 2, 7, and 12. 3, 24, 9, and 6. 10, 5, 4, and 23. All right. But why stop there? 8, 21, 3, and 10 is also 42. 11, 2, 24, and 5 is 42. 22, 7, 9, and 4 is 42. And 1, 2, 6, and 23. But we're not through because the diagonals also add up to 42. So does that one. But if you're going to do diagonals, you've got to do quadrants. That's 42, that's 42. That's 42, and that's 42. Because it's Atlanta, oh, I'm sorry, the center one is also 42. 8, 10, 23, and 1 is 42, and that's worth a hell of a lot more than a C minus in Math 103. I've had a great time tonight. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for being part of Atlanta Magic Night.
Hey, keep it going for Mark Johnson. Don't make him climb back up. Take another bow. Fantastic. We're going to take a short break, make a couple of shifts on the stage, so we'll be ready for part 2 of the show. So now is a good time to take a bio break or go get another drink or something. And if you'd like to see some close-up magic, I'll be milling about to show you some close-up magic as well. So we'll see you back up here in about, let's say, 15 minutes. Thank you. All right, we're back. Hey, a big round of applause again for Mark Johnson, our first act tonight. Before we kick off the second act, I want you to go ahead and get your calendar set because our August 13th show is going to be spectacular. We've got Jeff McClure and Paul Spinagle, both of whom have been longtime members of the community of magicians and wizards and so forth here in the Atlanta area. So you'll want to be back for that. And then in September, I think it's the 10th, we'll have Ken Scott and myself. And so we'll have 2 more acts in September, and that's what the next few months look like. We would love for you to follow us on Instagram at Atlanta Magic Night, Facebook.com/Atlanta Magic Night, AtlantaMagicNight.com. I think you get the idea. Please follow all of our stuff. I'm going to try to get us a MySpace before this is all said and done. All right. It's very good. So our next performer tonight is a friend of mine for some years now. He is an interesting combination of skills. Let me just put it that way. He has performed magic himself all over the world, Europe, South America, Asia, but he has also created magic that is performed by other magicians in other parts of the world and has performed and taught at conferences and conclaves that magic people go to. So he's very well respected within the industry. He is a member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians here in Atlanta and has won the Greater Atlanta Magician of the Year award twice, which is pretty awesome. And he is also, by day, a mild-mannered mathematics professor at Georgia Tech. He's also so that's very good. All the Georgia Tech people are called so very good. So please put your hands together for my friend Matt Baker.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Great to see you all. Thanks so much for coming out here tonight. So I hate to start off my show with a rant, but I've got a bone to pick with some of my Georgia Tech colleagues, these mathematicians that I work with by day. Some of them study a branch of mathematics called topology, and in particular, I have a couple colleagues that study knot theory, or they get paid to sit around all day and think about tying and untying knots. And the thing that bugs me, it's a good job if you can get it. The thing that bugs me is that they're always making these claims that certain things are impossible. And as a magician, that just kind of rubs me wrong because my job is to show you that nothing is impossible. But one of my colleagues, for example, recently told me that he had proved a theorem, a mathematical fact, with a proof that it's impossible to tie a knot in a piece of rope without letting go of the ends. And I thought about it for a minute and I said, no, it's not. I can prove it to you. And so I did. So I took a piece of rope and I said, watch this. And just like that, I tied a knot in that piece of rope without ever letting go of the end. To which my friend said, oh, no, that didn't count. You're not allowed to cross your arms first. I said, oh, but you didn't say that, did you? He said, no. It's the theorem is just that if you don't cross your arms, then I can prove that as long as you don't let go of the ends, you cannot tie a knot in that piece of rope. I said, watch me. So I took the rope like this, and I looped it through and came back, and just like that, I tied a knot. He said, do that again. So I'll do it again. Nice and slow. We hold on to the ends, never let go of the ends. Do the same thing as before. In, come back out again, and there's a knot. My friend was confused, like some of you right now, thinking, is that possible? I don't think it is. he said, I can prove that that's impossible, so I'm very, very confused right now. But I still don't believe you. I think you did something. I know you're a magician. You must have done something. I don't know what you did, but that's impossible. I said, what would convince you that this is a counterexample to your theorem, that your theorem is wrong? How could I convince you of that? He said, well, I got to make sure that you're not letting go of the ends. That's a key part of the theorem. So could I have two people come up and help me here? You're going to help me tie a little knot around my fingers. How about, would you two boys there like to come up? All right, it's hard for me to tie a knot around my own fingers. You stand right here. You stand right here. All right, you pull on that. Make sure that's nice and tight. You won't cut off my circulation. It's okay. Pull as tight as you can. And you pull too. All right, very good. Perfect. All right, that's good enough. You stand right there. You stand there. Now watch. Now that the rope is tied around my fingers, I'm going to do the same thing as before, very slowly. Okay, now if you could please untie that knot and then hold on to the end. Sam, you untie that knot, hold on to the end. You hold on to that end. It's okay, I get paid by the hour. I don't care. You can take all night if you want. All right, and on the count of 3, you're going to gently tug. 1, 2, 3. And ladies and gentlemen, there is a knot in the piece of rope. And like I told you, you should be very careful telling a magician that something is impossible. Thanks. And you two can stay up. No, stay. I'm going to use you for the next, you're going to help me with the next trick as well. Just stay here. Speaking of tying the knot, though, could I borrow a man's wedding ring from someone in the audience? Does anyone here have a ring that comes off? That came off very easily there, Eric. Eric's my neighbor. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, come on, bring it up. Thank you. Oh, perfect. Okay, and you'll recognize this, Eric, if you see it again. When you see it again. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to place that right over there for the time being. Now, let's see. Actually, I'm just trying to think here. Yeah. You stay there. You stay there. I'm going to quickly tell you a little story about science. You see, when I am not ragging on my Georgia Tech math colleagues, I like to illustrate science concepts, difficult concepts, using my performing skills. So I'm going to tell you a little something about string theory. You're familiar with string theory, right? Oh, okay, I think it's in the next grade. What grade are you in now? Going into 5th. Yeah, I think it's in middle school that they teach that. What grade are you in? You're also going into 5th. We will have a lot of coincidences here tonight. That is the first of several, I hope. Okay, but back to the hardcore science. So here's the thing. In our normal everyday world, we feel like we understand the world around us, at least to a certain extent, right? But at a microscopic level, the world is super crazy. It's governed by the laws of quantum mechanics, which are practically indistinguishable from magic. Because at a quantum level, objects can spontaneously jump from one place to another. They can be simultaneously in 2 different places at the same time, each with certain probabilities, and until you make an observation, you can't tell which is which. This is madness. It's like completely magical and bizarre, but it is how our world works. We just don't notice it because it only happens at very tiny scales. Okay? And quantum mechanics, though, doesn't actually tell us why things happen. It just is a descriptive theory that tells us how things happen and how to make predictions. The thing that tells us why stuff happens is string theory. Imagine this. Very small scales that we can't see with our eyes, there are these little tiny strings that are vibrating back and forth. Okay, this isn't actually a very tiny string, but you'll have to use your imagination. Actually, I think I have a tinier string here. Okay, we'll use this. We'll use this one. So imagine the world is full of little, tiny, pink, vibrating strings. And then they move like this, and that's what gives all the elementary particles their properties. For example, this ring that we borrowed from my neighbor Eric there will represent an electron. And the electron moves because it's bound to a tiny string. And when the string vibrates, when the string moves, the ring moves with it, the electron, moves with it, like this. Now, if a proton comes near the electron, then there's something called the strong nuclear force that kicks in, and they bind together. But once it's out of sight, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle kicks in, which says that we can't actually know the exact position of that electron. We can only know it approximately. And when there are things in physics that we don't know the exact value of, physicists just call it X. So I'm going to make an X on the back of my hand like this. Can you see the X? Yeah. All right. Now, you are going to hold on to the vibrating string here, and you are going to hold on to this other wrist of mine, okay? Hold on to my wrist. That's not my wrist. That's my wrist. Exactly. Very good. And it's biology and physics all in one. So, Sam, press the X on the back of my hand. All right. And now make the string vibrate. Just a little bit, yeah. Vibrate more. Now the uncertainty is at a maximum. That's when the strings vibrate, that's when things get totally uncertain. The strong nuclear force becomes the weak nuclear force, and once that happens, all heck breaks loose. You could imagine that electron just moving and landing right there, but until we make an observation, nobody knows for sure. The electron, aka the ring, is no longer bound. Is it there? It's over here in the other hand. Thank you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, more or less is what string theory is all about. And thank you so much to both of you. Thanks so much to my 2 volunteers. Round of applause. Now, Eric, I was going to give this ring back, but is it okay if I hold on to it a little longer? I can use it later in the show. I'll give you some collateral in case I lose it. Here, you can have the string. Here you go. Take that. Sorry. And by the way, that's a good deal for you. It's way more valuable because that string controls everything in the entire universe, as we just learned. And so compared to that, your little insignificant wedding ring is, as almost like nothing. Okay. So you guys probably don't trust me at this point. So I'm going to actually keep Eric's ring in a ring box. We will keep it nice and secure. You can see it's actually going in there. Okay. You're the Georgia Tech. Who's the birthday girl? You're the birthday girl. Okay, will you hold on to the ring box for me? But I'm actually going to make it, just for you, a little bit prettier. I brought along a bow and ribbon. And we won't need this until later on in the show, all right? So you just hold on to that. Make sure I don't do anything funny with it. Okay, so now I feel like I've gotten to know some of you in the audience, but I'd like to get to know everybody. Seems like a great crowd. So everyone who is able to, please stand up. We're going to play a little icebreaker game. All right, and I've got a prize for the winner of this game, which is inside of this envelope here. And the way the game works, it's very simple. I'll explain the rules. I've got a coin. It's red on one side, black on the other side. I'm going to toss the coin in the air. And I'm going to ask you some questions about yourselves. We'll learn about each other in the process. So I might ask, do you prefer cats or dogs? And then I would say, if you prefer cats, put your hands on your head. If you prefer dogs, put your hands on your back. And then I will flip the coin. And if it lands black side up, I hope you can all see that from where you are. It's hard for me to see when I'm tossing it. If it lands black is back, red is head. So if it lands on the black side and your hands are on your back, you stay standing, otherwise you sit down. If it lands red side up, red means head. That means if your hands are on your head, you stay standing, and otherwise you sit down. Does that make sense? All right, let's do a quick practice round just to make sure everyone understands. All right, so do you prefer cats or dogs? And so cats, put your hand on your head. Dogs, put your hands on your back. And, okay. So this is just a practice round, though. It was red. So if you had if we were playing for real, then if you had your hands on your head, you would stay standing, and otherwise you would sit down. Good? We all got it? All right. So, first question is, do you prefer the mountains or the beach? So if you prefer the mountains, put your hands on your head. If you prefer the beach, put your hands on your back. All right, ready? And we have red. So if your hands are on your head, you stay standing. Otherwise, you sit down. All right, that got rid of a lot of people quite quickly. Okay, next question. Would you rather be a pirate or a ninja? Okay, so if you would rather be a pirate, put your hands on your head. If you would rather be a ninja, put your hands on your back. All right, and we have red. So if your hands are on your head, stay standing. If you were a ninja, sit down. Okay, we've got several people standing. Let's see, I wrote some more questions here. Oh, this is a good one. Would you rather give up air conditioning and live in Atlanta for the rest of your life, or give up access to the internet for the rest of your life? Okay, here we go. So, heads, if you'd rather give up air conditioning, and back, if you would rather give up the internet. Okay, and it is black. So if your hands are on your back, stay standing. If your hands are on your head, sit down. All right, we got a few left, including my wife over there. Guess I know her pretty well. Next question is, are you a morning person or a night person? Okay, so if you are a morning person, hands on your head. If you are a night person, hands on your back. All right, and we have black. So if your hands are on your back, stay standing. Hands on your head, sit down. Are you still standing back there? It's hard to see. I think there's one. Just one? And right here, and you. So 3 more standing. All right. Here's one. Would you rather go scuba diving or bungee jumping? Scuba diving or bungee jumping? So, scuba diving, hands on your head. Bungee jumping, hands on your back. All right, and it is red. So if your hands were on your head, you stay standing. Otherwise, you sit down. Oh, we have a winner. You, sir. Come on up here. Come on up here. Now, we've never met before, right? What's your name? Jermaine. Yes. Hi. I have one more question before I give you your prize, okay? And you don't have to do the head back thing this time. Your question is, would you rather be trapped in a romantic comedy with your enemies or in a horror movie with your friends? A horror movie with your friends. This man has some serious enemies, I take it. Okay. All right, Jermaine, then you are going to get the prize that's inside of this envelope and nothing up my sleeves, okay? And you can hold on to that for one sec. Okay, you can all see that there's nothing else inside this envelope. And we're going to open this up. And this is your prize. So it says, the lucky winner will be a woman. Or a man. Or a man. He will be wearing a blue-gray t-shirt and a patterned hat. And will have a gold watch. And he would rather be trapped in a horror movie with his friends. And this is your present. You get to take that home with you. Thank you. And congratulations to our lucky winner. All right, so I feel like we all know each other now. You having a good time so far? Now, for how many of you is this your first time seeing a magic show that's actually aimed at adults rather than children? I see a few hands there. Yeah, great. You know, I try to think about, because people have such different ideas of what magic is. Some people imagine sawing a woman in half. Others imagine pulling a rabbit out of a hat. As you can see, my style's a little bit different from that. But even the great scholars of magic don't really agree on what magic is. It's actually hard to come up with a definition that captures the depth of the art that we practice here. So I've just for fun read lots of different definitions of magic. And one of the ones that I actually like a lot is this. Magic is the skillful elevation of coincidence to certainty. The skillful elevation of coincidence to certainty. And I guess one of the reasons that I like that definition is that we've all experienced coincidences that are so surprising, so unbelievable that it's as if it's magic. Raise your hand if you've had that feeling before of a coincidence that was so surprising, so shocking that it almost felt like magic. Yeah. It's happened to many people in this room. So I think this is a relatable definition of magic. We can all relate to the notion of impossible coincidences. But I want to try to make that more real, more vivid. And so I brought along a deck of cards. And I'm going to ask someone here to shuffle the cards. And let's see if... Who, okay, you, sir. Is it, we met earlier, David? Is that your name? Yep. David. Could you shuffle those for me? Sure. Okay. Just shuffle them so that even you don't know the order of those cards, all right? And perfect. All right, I'll get back to you in a moment. Let me share a personal story of my own. So this is true. Fairly recently, a few years ago, I was traveling for work in D.C., and I met a man named Stephen. He was about my father's age. And I got to talking with Stephen, and it turned out that we were both from the same hometown, Columbia, Maryland. Well, okay, I mean, it's kind of a small-ish town, but it's not the biggest coincidence in the world. But we started talking more. It came out that we're both Jewish, and he asked me what synagogue my family went to, and I told him which one, and he said, that's where I went too. I said, who were your parents? Who are your parents, or were your parents? So I told him their names, Faye and Michael Baker. He said, I knew your father. He was a lovely, lovely man, and I'm sorry to hear that I heard that he passed away, but That's amazing. He was a wonderful guy. And then it gets even weirder because then he said, you know, I actually hired his son back when he was a teenager to do a magic show for my kid's birthday party. That wasn't you by any chance, was it? Well, I think you see where this story is going. It was me. I had just run into a guy that I had performed magic for 30 years earlier, and we happened to learn that this happened. Okay, but things like this have probably happened to many of you. And that feeling that I had at that moment, I'm going to try to give to you all right here, right now, in this room tonight. Are you finished shuffling those cards? So, as a mathematician, I can tell you that these cards that David has shuffled are now in an order that has probably never existed before in the history of the universe and will probably never exist again. Now, we will get back to those cards in just a moment, but I want to show you what's inside of this glass. I brought some cards from a red deck, 13 cards to be exact. And we're going to take 13 cards out of the blue deck that David shuffled, and we'll just take the 13 cards that he shuffled to the face. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They could have been any of these cards. And we will take these 13 cards and place them into the other wine glass like so. Now, I can actually already see from my vantage point that there's a pretty interesting coincidence that's taken place here. Watch this. 2 6 of hearts. Well, it's about 1 in 52. Let's see if we can take this even further. Doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. 2 Jack of clubs. Let's peek ahead at the ending. Oh yeah, 2 Queen of clubs. So you kind of see where this is going, but wait a second, before we actually go through this, I just want you to understand, I'm a mathematician, so I calculated the odds here. The odds of, if this works, the odds of what you're about to see, of 13 cards matching exactly, is approximately 1 in 3.95 sextillion. That's 3.95 times 10 to the power of 21. That's approximately the number of stars in the entire universe. And yet, 2 of hearts and the 4 of spades. Hold on 1 second. I want to try one more thing. Who was it? You shuffled these, David, right? Just say stop whenever you like. Right there? All right. I'm going to turn that card around. We'll get back to that in just a second. The 10 of clubs. And 2 face-down cards in the middle. Both. The 7 of hearts. Thank you. And the Jack of hearts. And the King of diamonds. Damn it, that would have been good. Wait a second, though. You remember earlier, I started out by saying that my favorite definition of magic is it's the skillful elevation of coincidence to certainty. And I don't want to take any chances here tonight. Ace of spades, and the 8 of spades, and the 3 of diamonds, and the 9 of clubs. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, I would like to show you what these Rubik's Cubes are here for now. Someone's very happy to hear that. So you would think that as a mathematician and enthusiast of puzzles and games as well as a magician, that I would probably be pretty adept at the Rubik's Cube. And you would be wrong. I have always had trouble solving the Rubik's Cube. I mean, I can do it, but then I forget, and I don't practice enough, and I certainly was never very fast at it. And I watch these little kids on YouTube. I just want to smack them. They solve the Rubik's Cube in like 8 seconds with a blindfold on, and it's like, I'll never be able to do that. Okay, but what I've realized as I've gotten older is it's not about me anymore, you know? I mean, it's about you all, and I'm a teacher, so it's about my students. And I try to think about things that way. So I'm happy when other people can do amazing things. And what I realized is that I am a pretty good teacher, and although I can't solve the Rubik's Cube, I seem to have a gift for teaching other people how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So I would like someone in the audience who does not know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, does not think that they could at the present time solve a Rubik's Cube, to come up here and help me out and be my student. There's some folks in the back there. Woman all the way in the back, do you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube? Would you be willing to come up and help? All right, come on up. What's your name? Jamila? All right. Round of applause for Jamila. Hi. So we are going to try something. We've never met before, correct? I'm going to try to teach you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Just relax. Stand, face the audience. Now here's how it's going to work. I'm going to teach you right now what to do. I'm going to do it behind my back. You're also going to solve it behind your back, by the way, okay? Just to make it a little more challenging, I mean. So this is what you're going to do, okay? You're going to turn it exactly like this. You see what I'm doing? Okay? You're going to turn it like that. And it might feel sort of pointless, like you think, this is just never going to work. I'm never going to be able to solve a Rubik's Cube in that way in front of a whole bunch of people when I've never even done a Rubik's Cube before. But just trust me, I'm a good teacher. All right? So take a deep breath. Put your hands behind your back. Yeah? Yeah, that's right. And on the count of 3, I'm going to give this to you, and you're going to start turning exactly like I showed you, okay? 1, 2, 3. Do what I showed you. Perfect. You're doing great. Just keep doing that. You're doing great. Yeah, keep going. I'll tell you when to stop. You're doing... Stop. Stop right there. Hold on a second. On the count of 3, you're going to bring your hands out and show everybody what you've just done, okay? 1, 2, 3. Show everybody. Pretty good teacher, right? An excellent student. Now, you know, that was so impressive, actually, for your first time. We're going to try something even more difficult. You're probably like, that looked pretty difficult to me. We're going to try something even more difficult. Yeah, okay. I'll tell you what, we're going to do it this way. I'd like you to take a seat, Jamila, right here. And this time you're going to do it in front of you so that everybody can see what you're doing. Now that might sound easier to do it in front of you rather than behind your back, but that's actually misleading because you see when it's behind your back, you don't get distracted by anything. You just go into that Zen, unconscious, subconscious mode, and that's a good thing. When you see how far you are from being solved, it can be stressful, and then your mind starts messing with you, and it makes it actually harder. So I'm going to this time have to give you a few verbal instructions as you're going. But this time, you're going to turn it like this, a little bit different from what I showed you before. So you're going to turn it this way, and I'll help you out a little bit, okay? So you just do what I showed you just now. Yeah? That's good. That's good. Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah. Now I rotate the whole thing towards you. Yeah, like that. And now turn the top maybe clockwise. Yes. Okay. Now do what you want. Use your intuition. Stop. Stop. Let me see. Do you have any idea what you've just done? Do you have any idea what she's just done? I'll show you. This bag has been sitting here the entire time. And inside of this bag is another Rubik's Cube. But what's amazing, Jamila, I'll take that. What's amazing, let's see. What's amazing is right there. Do you see that? It's an exact match. 2 greens and a blue, orange, yellow, green, yellow, white, blue. Exact same on both sides. But not just that side. I think she got this one as well. And this one too. Oh, and she got that one also. And 5 sides, 6 sides, every single side of that Rubik's Cube. I've never seen anybody do that well before their first time. Jamila, I am totally blown away by your skill. It was amazing. A big round of applause. You know what? In fact, stay here. I feel like I just can't let you go back to your seat without giving you some sense of appreciation. Like I said, it's not about me anymore. It's about my students. And as a teacher, I like to use my magic skills to make little impossible gifts for my students. So if you don't mind, we're going to try that with you. So this is the Rubik's Cube that you solved behind your back earlier. And we're going to sign it to make it sort of special. So right on the center here, I'm going to put my initials. And I'd like you to put your initials right under mine on that center white square. This one here. We'll put it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Here, we'll.
Oh, right under.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and right there under mine. All right, perfect. All right, so we've got her initials on the Rubik's Cube, and now I've got a special bag for you. I'll set this over here. And I want to show you what is inside of this bag. So inside of the bag, I have a bottle, a glass bottle with a wooden cork. All right? And I'm going to place that back inside of the bag. And just a minute here. I got to place it just right. Okay. There we go. And now the cube goes into the bag right next to the bottle. We're going to fold it up. And I want you to just hold your hands out flat like this. All right. Now, hold on. I learned this from Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid. Watch. inside of that bag. Inside of that bag is a bottle, is a Rubik's Cube. Trapped inside the bottle. Are those your initials? And you will see that that is solid. That Rubik's Cube cannot get in or out, and that is yours to keep as a souvenir of our time together tonight. Round of applause for my amazing student, Jamila. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience, and I have just one more thing to show you. And this is a card trick. It's my favorite card trick. My hands start to get a little sweaty at the end of a show. I love performing magic of all kinds, but card magic is sort of my specialty, and this is one of my favorites. Someone in the front row, you ma'am, or actually, we'll go with you. I'm not going to make you come all the way up here, but if you could just walk up. Take any card you see that has plenty of space to write your name on it. So, a low-valued card that has lots of space to sign. Any card that you want. All right, 2 of clubs. All right, and I've got a red pen that will make it easier to show up. So on the face of that 2 of clubs, just write your name in nice big letters so that everybody will be able to see it. All right, thank you. Debbie? Nice to meet you, Debbie. Round of applause for Debbie. All right, so can everyone see that? Debbie signed the 2 of clubs. All right, so we place that back into the deck. And the only thing that's actually important here is that Debbie's card is not on top of the deck, okay? But if I say, huh, her card rises to the top. No, I'll show you, watch. Just like that. Debbie's 2 of clubs rises to the top of the deck. Thank you, thank you. But you didn't know what to watch for, so I'll do it again. The card goes in the middle. Hup! Did you see it go? It's right there. Is Debbie's signed 2 of clubs. Thank you. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, for a math professor, he's very handsome. No, you're thinking, big deal. So you can make that card go from the middle of the deck to the top. That's probably what, like less like half an inch or something. Can you make it jump all the way out of the deck and go somewhere else entirely? You all are a tough crowd. All right. If that's what you want to see, that's what we'll do. So her card goes into the middle of the deck. Now you can see there's only 1 2 of clubs in this deck. There's a 2 of spades, but there's only 1 2 of clubs, and certainly only 1 with Debbie's signature on it, okay? And it's somewhere in the middle of the deck, but I pluck it out, make it turn invisible, toss it into my pocket, reach in with an empty hand, and pull out 1 card. 2 of clubs, Debbie? Yep, that's her card. Thank you. All right. Well, you guys don't trust me after all that we've been through together? Fine. Trust but verify, right? That's what they say. It looks like your card. It's 2 of clubs and Debbie. Isn't that your card right there? All right, okay. But some of you probably think you know how this is done. You think that the card doesn't really go into the middle of the deck. I just pretend to put it in the middle of the deck, but instead I shove it up my sleeve. And then up my sleeve across my Schwarzenegger-like chest and down into my pocket. But that is not how the trick works. I actually do put it into the middle of the deck. I really do take it out and make it turn invisible. And then I really do toss it into my pocket and give a little hip shake. I reach in with my genuinely empty hands and nothing up my sleeves. Oh yeah, there it is. And I pull out one card, 2 of clubs, Debbie. That's your card, right? Thank you, thank you. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I think he's even more handsome than that David Copperfield fellow that I've seen on TV. No, you're thinking, all right, Magic Boy, so you can make it go from the middle of the deck to the top of the deck. You can make it fly invisibly from the middle of the deck and land inside of your pocket. But can you do something really impossible with it? You're a really tough crowd. But I aim to please. And so I will try to do what you all demand for the grand finale. Debbie, your card goes into the middle of the deck. I pluck it out, make it turn invisible, toss it up in the air where it does 5 somersaults all the way across to the other side of the room and lands inside the Crown Royal bag. Could be. But let's see, if that were really true, if that's what actually happened, then in particular, that card would not be in the deck anymore, right? It would be somewhere over there. So David, would you please just look through there and see if you see the 2 of clubs with Debbie's signature on it. And I'll give you a hint, it's not there. It's not there? Not there. Gone. Weird. So weird. Over here, in the Crown Royal bag, is a wallet. And inside of that wallet, oh, it's another wallet. And inside of that wallet, oh, it's another wallet. And inside of that wallet, oh, it's not a wallet. It's a piece of cloth. Very carefully, I'm going to open up the cloth so that you can all see. And inside of that cloth is that your ring, Eric? Can you pass that back to Eric? Is that your ring? That's your ring. That's so weird. Wait, who's holding on to the? You're holding on to the box. Have I come anywhere near that box? Watch. Inside of the ring box is one card folded up. Debbie's signed 2 of clubs. Debbie, you may keep that as a souvenir. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my show. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, keep it going for Matt Baker, everybody. Come on, take another bow. Come on up. Yeah. And where's Mark? Mark, come on up. Say hi to the crowd. Everybody, let these performers know what a great time you've had tonight. Thank you. Very good. All right, next show, August 13th, Jeff McClure and Paul Spinagle. We look forward to seeing you there. A show like this will not survive without people like you who have seen it going out and telling other people about it. So from the bottom of my heart, please tell your friends you enjoyed the show. Invite them to come back with you for a future performance August 13th or September 10th. We'll hope to see you then. Good night.